Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from LastStandGamers, and welcome. So we're back playing a little bit more War Thunder, taking a look at the Tiger, I've just made up a new name for the Tiger H1, as you guys actually requested. Now, looking at this tank itself, we've got ourselves the 88mm gun, that's great. We've got ourselves great protection as well, all over the tank. But the only issue is, in War Thunder, we're going to be fighting later year tanks, not the early Shermans that made this tank so invulnerable because they just had weak weapons on them. We'll be fighting against the T-34-85s, the KV-85s, as well as a whole variety of British and US tanks that can really pack a punch and do some serious damage to us. And on top of that, I'm taking it into a realistic battle, so we're going to be going even slower and having some more issues. But anyway, let's see how this round goes. So jumping straight into the realistic battle with the Tiger tank, the first thing that I noticed is the high muzzle velocity of the 88mm gun really allows you to connect some really fast shots through little cracks in the terrain. So I'm set up here through a window and I connect a beautiful shot across the map into the side of the Centurion heading to the B objective. The only issue is now that once I've fired, I've let off a massive muzzle blast, and on top of that, if you have a look at that engine exhaust plumage, it is really giving me away. What makes it even worse is every time you start the engine, it gives out a bit of black smoke first. That is a dead giveaway that you're about to move position if someone's watching. So as I'm relocating, so none of them guns that are trained on me, the KV fires again, and I believe he fires again and again, giving away his position and also alerting them that there is enemy tanks in this sector. And since it's attracted me to this location, you can see the KV firing behind us. We're going to start to take some incoming rounds, so we're going to need to get to that next structure ahead and be very aware of our surroundings. With the Tiger, you've really got a plan ahead. One or two streets, you've got to work out where you're going to go and how you're going to get there, because the slow traverse speed of the actual tracks left and right will really have you trapped. So I spot something out the corner of my eye here, just on the right side of my eyes. There we go, there it is. It looks like a little AA tank just rushing across the map into our lines. Completely bypassed me. And before it has a chance to turn around, or here's my cannon go off, I need to eliminate him very quickly. So there we go, he's out of the action before he gets up on the side of that KV. Like I said, that KV had attracted a lot of attention to himself by repeatedly firing from a position that wasn't covered. So what I've got here is a similar situation. I've got these beautiful little bits of cover, and I'm trying to cover myself from the left as much as I can. So I'm just scanning the surroundings, keeping my eyes peeled for any tank that could pop up, or any tank that is across at the right stag building. Like again, the Tiger tank just edging forward. We've got aircraft coming above, and we're a really large target, so we can really be made for if we're not too careful here. So we'll attempt to sneak around the right here and come up on whatever's going on at the C objective. There's a Sherman. Looks like he's got a large caliber weapon on him. One into the engine bay. That is going to light him on fire. And what's great about that is it's going to attract the rest of his teammate, well, my teammates, to his position. He's put his fire out quickly. I send a second shot into his turret. Nothing happens at all. And I just need to put one more down into that lower quadrant. We've got a destroyed tank that's slightly in the way, so I'm debating waiting for him to move forward. But there we go. We'll thread one through this little gap, and we can see if we can kill him with this shot. There we go. So he's out of there. I love the sound and the shell ejection of the 88. The muzzle blast's a bit of giveaway. There we go. There's that black smoke I'm talking about that gets me killed so very often. So we've got nothing over there at the right side. Scanning for them targets. The problem with realistic battles, well, I wouldn't call it a problem, it's one of the features of a realistic battle, is that you can't see enemy tanks. And as I pushed around this corner, I pushed into this very open environment. And since I can't see any enemy tanks, I'm a little bit overconfident. But I really need to get out of this dead spot before someone makes me. And there we go. It looks like we've got a KV-85 possibly. Try to see if we can put one into the front of it, if we can line up a shot. Here we go. Shot right into the front, doesn't do any damage at all. Like I said, these tanks are a similar tier or higher, so they're going to be causing us some serious hassle. So our engine is pluming, giving us away really badly. We've taken a shot that just came in from our rear, missed us. And now I've probably got about 5-10 seconds to get out of his line of fire. So I need to whip it behind this berm, behind that KV, and try to take them out all in one. So there we go. He's trying to move himself around on us. Put one into his gunner's hatch so he can't get that large caliber weapon on us. One shot from that thing and it's going to be game over. Now I've got to play this quite smart because I've got more than one enemy tank possibly to my front and my right side. So what I need to do here is somehow take out that guy's engine bay, because his gunner's probably going to be back online by the time that I get around here. So what I'm going to do is just thread one into his engine bay, set him on fire. Engine bay is on fire. Now he's got two options. He can put out the fire and I can pop back around and take him out, or he can sit in his turret and try to take me out. And he decides that he's going to sit and burn out with his tank. That is totally acceptable for me because I'm still going to get the kill. So there we go. His tank burns out to the ground. I'm going to hit the gas and head over into the C objective and attempt to cap it. So when we're trying to cap these objectives, with the size of this tank, if someone comes up behind us, we are dead basically. So moving on a little bit further, we've just capped the objective. Artillery has been thrown at us, a few planes was thrown at us, and I'm going to start to advance down the road. And out the corner of my eye, I spot something. I'm not too sure what it is. It could possibly be a T-34 moving around in the rubble. And this is going to be a an absolute nightmare situation here. T-34 is far more maneuverable and its weapon is very capable of penetrating my Tiger. So it is going to be a pure cat and mouse game. This is going to be skill from this point onwards. We've both got good guns, we've both got very capable tanks, but you just have the speed and agility over me. But since I drive a lot of T-34s in my downtime, I know what the advantages are of a T-34 and how fast they can relocate between positions. So all I have to do here is wait for the right moment in time to advance. But what seems to be happening is this building seems to be collapsing and it's catching my attention. I'm not sure if he's just driving around in there and he's stuck or something else is going on. So I decided to play it by ear and advance forward. Now my whole right flank is extremely vulnerable to him. There's lots of windows, there's doors. If he spotted me before, I'm going to be in deep, deep trouble. So I can't see any movement through all them windows, so it's probably safe to advance. I'm going to bring the tank around. He's got to be somewhere on the other side of these ruins. So all I'm going to do is bring it around, keep scanning the distance, scan them streets to the left and right. Extremely vulnerable, especially in these realistic modes. It's something that really keeps you on the edge of your seat. My heart was racing at this moment in time. There he is. Get off a shot, but I hit the mound right next to him. Luckily, my armor's sloped enough that it bounces his 80... I think he's not got an 80mm. Is it a 75 on a T-34? Yeah, T-34 75, I think it is. Something similar. So we've got to be very careful. He's going to pop up back up at another window. I've just got to work out the best way I can position my tank is like this, because I can't turn very quickly left or right. If he comes from my engine bay, I'm dead. And there we go, he pops out, expecting me to be in a different position, and I thread one into his turret, killing the whole of his crew. Now we need to make a break for safety. My right flank is extremely exposed. We've got basically reports from the enemy probably that I'm at this position now. So we need to get into the safety of the ruins of the city. We're getting closer to the spawn point. We've captured 2 objectives. We're doing really well here. We just need to make it a little bit longer and continue taking out these tanks if possible. So with the ruin streets, you can really hear the ricketiness of the Tiger tank itself, and it's something that really separates the tanks. Oh, there we go. We've got someone spotted on the map to our left. So spotting him on the left, we need to come back behind him. And now I believe, from what I remember, this is another T-34 tank. And we're going to have the same sort of cat and mouse game with them. They're extremely dangerous. There he was tucked back in the building. Look how slow my turning speed is. What I'm trying to do to accelerate my turning speed is reverse at the same side as turning. But this doesn't always work. So I know he's going to be coming into this alleyway. I don't know if he's going to be facing my direction, and I don't know if he knows my position. So fingers crossed, I'll just come around and blast him away. There we go. There he is. Perfect vulnerable target. But he spins his tank at the last moment, deflecting my shot. I was absolutely rage-induced at this moment in time. Now, to slow him from getting into my flank, I ram into him. So you can see he's trying to work out a procedure of getting out of that, and he reverses back. Now, my tank is at its strongest. Another shot goes into him. Not telling you about, my tank is at its strongest if my armor stays at its front, but his maneuverability is going to keep me. The only ability I've got to outmaneuver this situation is my acceleration. So I might be able to accelerate faster. Another shot by him, just no damage, probably going straight through. But I do have a silly mistake. I start following him around with the turret. I shouldn't have done this. I should have kept the turret at the front and stayed in a reverse position. And then he would have been nice in front of me. Now, my gunner, well, my driver's down. My gunner is still operational. My muzzle breach is damaged. And I know exactly what he's doing. He's lining one up on my gunner position so he can kill the rest of my crew. And that is me out of there. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Request the next tank in the comments section below.